you feel, Curtis?
I don't know, honestly.
Well, I'm sure one of his feelings is relief. As you see, he didn't get on the dyno. That's because Kurt had some issues to take care of. Some small things. You can do it like in a day. But, so he wants to replace the coil unplugged with coil packs, is that correct?
No, coil packs with coil unplugged.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I'll let you explain.
So, what's gonna really happen is...
So what do you have now?
Stock Miata coil packs, they're just two. They're not on the plug though. So there's two coil packs that fire off to four spark plugs.
Yes. You would be now going to...
Coil on plug. So
which is what I have.
Yes, which is what you have. So there's going to be a coil pack on each cylinder for every spark plug. But they're going to be Toyota coil packs, which are stronger, supply better spark, I believe, and more reliable than the Miata ones because they're known for messing up or being bad or faulty. They're not heat resistant as well. So you know, it is what it is.
And after he gets that, he's gonna go back to the dyno. I mean, yeah, on the dyno. But just a little street tune. Good, because now he's going over what he used to go over. I mean, now he's going over what he used to hit. So he used to hit 9.5.
Wait, that's weird. So I'm going over what I used to hit?
Yeah, now you hit 9.7. At least me being in the car, I
don't think I've ever... maybe once I've experienced 9.7, but that was... I feel like that was a fluke.
Oh yeah, and AFR is great. I'm running rich. Yeah.
I backfire a lot.
Yeah, it backfires. Anyway.
Oh, that Miata though.
Where?
Front of the line.
I see it. I can't see it with the camera. Alright guys, so
AFR's like, it's still running a little rich.
I'll tune back once he gets closer to home so he can really get on it. I mean...
Tune back? I mean, this is all the same tune.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, 10.8.
I ain't doing it no more.
Wait, did he hit like past that once? Like past 10?
I never hit that. I never hit double digits.
For real? Sure?
Never did. That makes me scared. I don't think my waist thing's working now.
No, that thing working, bro. That thing is working. What was your day like? What happened?
It's interesting. I was nervous, very scared, but there was no reason for me to be nervous or scared. But for the most part, it went alright. It didn't go as planned, that's for sure. So I never really made it onto the dyno, unfortunately, because missing a couple things that I was too dumb to understand, I guess. So with this whole Evo 8 ECU swap, it is good to keep the stock cam sensor plugged in to the harness. I forgot why Carlos said that. I think it was like, well, for one, that gives you an RPM, so you still get a tack, and you also have to keep plug back in the stock air intake temperature sensor. That also helps with the ECU recognizing a charging circuit for the alternator, so you don't have charging problems with the battery. Carlos also messed with the throttle set screw as well as the idle air screw as well. I messed with that a long time ago on Mega Squirt. Well, when I was trying Mega Squirt, never got that to work, so I attempted to set that back to normal, and it seemed to be normal, but I never really noticed. But I'm not sure exactly what he did, but he got it to work.
So in terms of spark?
Yeah, so spark, what would you call it? Cutout? Blowout?
Yeah, cut out.
So the spark was cutting out. I mean, it's been known, Miata coil packs, they're garbage. For the most part, my whole plan with this was like, let me try and keep it as stock as possible and see just what was gonna actually happen. And well, I mean, I can't deny the truth that the coil packs are. I can't confirm that they're actually bad, but I know that they're part of the problem. Besides that, I previously had my spark plugs gapped at .032, and Carlos turned it down to, what was it, .018?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've never in my life gapped a spark plug down to .018. I mean, I've heard of that for like, drag cars and,
race cars.
like straight race cars, but this is something crazier. But I mean, it works, it works great.
Helps.
So, there's that. I had some bad spark. As previously denoted before, I did have an oil leak with the turbine, but I thought it was because it was overpressurized. So last night I changed out the oil drain. I honestly can't tell if it's better or worse now, but for the most part, when we were tuning it, that bitch was smoking, and I'm kind of mad that B decided not to tell me that it was smoking in the cabin. Yeah, it was smoking pretty badly. So actually, bring the camera here. So let me just show you guys like what's going on, so you guys can get a good idea of what I'm seeing here. So there's a bolt hole, well, yeah, stud hole, whatever you want to call it, down there. On the inside of the turbine, like when I go in the boost and whatnot, it would start leaking oil, and you can start to see it like right here too. Fuck, you can't see it.
You can't see your finger. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can start to see it. So what would happen is that oil would pool up in that bolt, that hole, and it would begin to burn and stuff like that, which is not good, pretty bad. But this time I actually don't see any fluid that's still standing. I mean, it's obviously wet, but it's not standing. But before, it would always be like a nice puddle in there. I was like, oh well, screw me. I have problems with that. But I'm like really confused because first of all, we didn't have too much time after tuning it to
street tune.
Yeah, okay. So after street tuning it to like actually test that out. So I don't really know if the drain made that big of a difference or not. It's still smoking. Besides the point. But the key is that it's not any worse than what it was before. So it's more often than not, it's probably a seal within the turbine. I thought about throwing a restrictor on it, but I think I'm going to negate that plan. I'm honestly not sure what I'm going to do with that. I had a small coolant leak, but I mean, Brandon told me last night, don't fix anything that wasn't broken, and here we are. Shut up. What else? I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do have like an exhaust leak, of course, but that's my bad. Whatever. Whoopsie. But I mean, you guys saw I reached 10 pounds. I'm very confused as to why, because I swore this wastegate was only rated for 9 pounds. I don't know why that it's doing this 10-pound nonsense or even higher. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I hope it's still working. My iframe isn't fucked.
For real. Wait, did you talk about the sensors that you left unplugged and stuff?
Yeah, I did. Oh, that's the other thing. The stock water temp sensor also needs to be plugged in as well. I honestly forgot. I'm forgetting right now. I'm forgetting all the reasons that Carlos told me why. To keep those.
13 reasons why.
What? Okay. I went over everything besides the little tidbits of like, improve the cooling, but overall it was pretty solid. I can't say it was better than what it was before just yet. Actually, I lied. It was better than what it was before. The idle, the drag out car idle is gone, thank God. And it pulls better in some RPMs where it didn't, and then in other areas it's a little lacking. But I mean, I think that's more on my part to finish up like the jankiness of this. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
All right. I guess we're out. I don't know if you can see me.
That's a whack ending.
You ended them, guy.
I'm not going to.
You have to.
Yeah,
You never ended.
What do you mean I never ended?
You never ended. This is your vlog, actually. You ended.
I don't want to.
Just say bye or something. Don't be whack like me.
Don't be whack like you.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
I'm not whack.
Later.